Okay, the feature with the most alpha right now in all of the AI code gen space is Cursor's Composer. This is a relatively new thing, but there's even more alpha with Cursor Composer, which is using the Composer in the control panel view. So normally to initiate the Composer in Cursor, you have to do Command I, get a little Composer here at the bottom. Not a huge fan of this view, but massive fan of Shift Command I, which opens Composer in the control panel view. So what I'm going to do here is I'm in this page.tsx. I'm going to escape to close this for a sec. If I go over to this little app here, this is basically just a really simple little AI chat app that's basically taking up the entire file here, 402 lines of code. So pretty big file here. What I want to do is go into the Composer in the control panel, and I want to say, take the chat input stuff and make it its own component. Okay, so we just want to make this a little bit more modular. So what we're going to actually do is have Composer do all of the work for us. So it's taking the relevant code from the page.tsx file, and it's actually creating this component in its own file. Okay, so it's doing file creation, it's doing all the work for me. So you can see we get a really nice little chat view here. We get nice indicators both on the left side here so I can see what's generating, and on the right, which is really nice. It's applying the changes, it's doing the edits, and I just sit here and let it go to work. Okay, so you can see if I click on chat input, you can see I get kind of a suggested code view, which is really nice, or I can get this nice diff view, which is also really nice. We have the ability to accept and reject at the file level for both of these, or I can hit accept all once this finishes up. So we're going to let this run for just a second here, and then we're going to get to work. Okay, so that finished. Awesome. I accepted those, and then if I go back out here, you're going to see that we have our chat input in the components folder here, which is really nice. And then we also have the correct edits here. It looks like it did a slight import error, which is totally fine. What we actually want to do is just import this correctly. Awesome. And it looks like we have one other little bug here, which is that the input ref here is not currently focused. So we got to say, go back into our Composer and ask it for one more edit and say in page.tsx, make sure to handle the focus logic with the new component. Okay, so the nice thing about the Composer view is you can kind of do iterative edits here, and everything's really slick. So we're kind of asking it to handle that appropriately. So you can see it actually popped the ref back up into the page, and then it's going to probably pass that down to the chat input. So sure enough, it did that. We're going to accept all here, which is great. We're going to close that, and you can see we're now not getting that error. Okay, so that's all fixed. Then if I go back over to my chat here, I should be able to just say hi, and this should work flawlessly. Okay, so we got the exact same functionality working, and we were able to do that whole thing right in Cursor Composer without basically having to write any code. We just talked to Cursor in natural language, and we had that whole feature done for us. So this was obviously a little bit more of a simple example, but what's really cool is you can do kind of really complex multi-file edits with creates, and I find myself doing more and more work here. Surprisingly, not a whole lot of people know that this exists, hence why I'm trying to make this video.